What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in my little office or whatever you want to call it, the place where I'm recording and whatnot. And I'm sorry for the mess in the background and my wake up hair and all of that stuff. I just woke up, had breakfast, and getting started. But kind of wanted to respond to some of the comments that I've got, specifically to Tom. Tom wrote, I hope this longer than usual absence is just work and education and other normal stuff and not pressing potential problems that you mentioned on the stream. No, the break that we've had is more been just me in kind of desperate need of a break, and just kind of needing to get away for a little bit and honestly kind of decide what I want to do with the YouTube channel, because that's one of the problems I've been struggling with since I quit. Because when you're doing YouTube, you know, the only thing that really matters is growth, views, and subs, and pretty much in that order. Maybe views a little bit more than growth, but that's basically growth, views, subs, and subs is pretty much the last one that you care. I mean, you care about it, but the number. I mean, you can look at my channel. I got like 54,000 subs, and I pull like 200 views a video. So subs is really not indicative of a good channel. So. And I'm not blasting the 54,000 people that follow me by any means. I appreciate all of you guys who follow me. Y'all not wanting to watch my content isn't your fault. It's more my fault. And I kind of wanted to take today to kind of break down some of the issues that I've had over the past couple of years, kind of explain what's going on with the channel, and then kind of explain what I want to do with the channel from here, even though I haven't figured out what I'm specifically doing. So part of the reason I guess we'll start basic. The basic gist of a successful YouTube channel is decide what you want to do. Do it to your, like for instance, Minecraft, Skyrim, strategy games like Quill 18 does. Pick your genre, so to speak. So for instance, a genre would be like Counter-Strike, Overwatch. I guess you could put Apex in there. All that's kind of in the FPS genre. You can kind of move around between those games as long as you... What are you chewing on? Hey. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can kind of move in that genre and you'll be fine. Alternatively, you can do, sports games and stick around in there. And, for the most part, if you bounce back and forth between baseball and football, you're fine. But you have to stay in genre. The problem that I had was I didn't stay in genre. Now, a couple of you guys will be like, I'm sorry for the cough. I'm not sick. I've got a cough. So, but that means you're sick, Pyro. Fuck you. Anyways, there are people that can kind of blur genres. I guess the biggest one on Twitch right now that I can think of off the top of my head is Co-Carnage. He can kind of blur genres to an extent. He basically does Let's Plays. I've tried to do Let's Plays, and some people be like, well, why do your Let's Plays not do well? Well, the reason my Let's Plays don't do well is a couple reasons. One, I don't push them fast enough. If you go look at most of the top-end Let's Players, they are pushing 6 videos a day. So when you come to that channel, you're getting 2 or 3 hours worth of content a day. Now, most people aren't going to consume that, but for the people who do want to consume it, it's there. For the people who want to go slower, it's there, and it meets both groups. Unfortunately, with my work schedule, I don't have 4 hours a day to pump videos. I sometimes don't have 4 hours a week to pump videos. So that kind of slows things down for me and makes, in my opinion, Let's Plays not possible because, I mean, go look at the Assassin's Creed. In fact, I actually want to go look at that. I want to see when our first and our last. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Why is Odyssey so hard to spell? Okay. So it looks like our last video was on January 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just pull them all up. Can we just pull them all up, please? Thank you. Show all. I hate the new YouTube. Okay, so my last episode was episode 94, and that was on January 27th. My first one was October. So October, November, December, January. 4 months for 94 videos. Now, 94, that's actually pretty good coverage for me because 94 videos is 94 days. that is what 30 times 4 is 120. So that's pretty good coverage. That was probably my most stable Let's Play I've ever done. And if you look at the last couple videos of it, with the exception of the last video who pulled almost 200 views, most of them barely broke 100. So, well, no, that's not true. There was a section that barely broke 100, but for the most part, it was about 100 to 150 is the average. Now, that's a Let's Play that I can do, but again, you can see it took 4 months to do that. So that's 4 months of my time dedicated to a game. Now, it was a game I loved, but, you know, then the next game comes out, and the next game comes out, and the next game comes out, and when you're a full-time YouTuber, you can keep up with that shit. When you're on my schedule, you just can't. There's just not enough time in the day to do everything. Because basically what my schedule right now, my work is I go to work. You know, I have about a 45-minute commute to work and back from work. So that's, what, an hour and a half of my day every day, 5 days a week. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8-ish hours a week. That's almost a full fucking day that I lose just to driving. Then you have the 8 hours. When I come home, Kat and I are trying to get a little bit more healthy, a little bit more, you know, money saving. So we're pretty much cooking. So then I got to cook food. And then, you know, by the time all that's done, you know, I'm also having to study. So, you know, if I throw an hour of studying in, you know, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock. I maybe have half an hour, 45 minutes to game. And then it's bedtime, and then we're doing it all over again. And yes, I do go to bed early. There's a lot that goes into it. We have a bed that's really bad, and I don't sleep well, and so I have to basically sleep for 10 hours to get 6 hours, if that makes sense. So it sucks, but is what it is. So there's no time for Let's Plays as much as I love them. I mean, I haven't touched God of War since it's been on the channel, and that's probably one of my favorite games that I played last. Well, I guess I played it this year, but from last year that I played this year. Great game, fucking awesome. Would love to have more time to play it, but I just don't. And so I have to look at it from the standpoint of, okay, so if I can't keep up with Let's Plays, and some of you guys will say, well, like, fuck it, just do them on your own time. Well, the other problem with playing a game for 4 months is no matter how good it is, you get bored with it after a while, or something else comes out and you want to try it. And you can't really, because then you get sucked into something else. You don't want to play the old one, and now you've got a series that's 35 episodes in that you're not touching anymore. So Let's Plays are not the answer. So the other problem that I have with my channel is you want to grow. You don't want to just throw time away, because as much as I love YouTube, it's still an investment of my time. You know what I mean? So most people aren't going to want to just go and invest their time uselessly, you know. And this sounds very... I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't sound terrible, but, you know, you wouldn't waste your evenings, and I don't like using the word waste, moving sand from one side of the house to the other. But, you know, if I'm making content and nobody's watching it, or very, 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 very few people are watching it, then it's very demotivating to me, because, you know, I do have limited time, and I want to try and entertain the most people I can. And so I'm trying to find a way to spend that time in a positive way, to where we can still maintain just a little bit of growth, you know, just a little bit of, you know, positive momentum. And so looking at it, what I need to do to make YouTube successful for me, or not successful, I mean, I've given up on the idea of me being the next, you know, big guy, or, you know, eventually ever getting back to doing this full time. But I would still like to have something that's doing well, that I'm doing good on, and that is showing some form of growth, right? So I need to pick a genre, and I need to stick to that genre. And that's kind of where I'm torn at the moment. And I'm going to let you guys know kind of what I've been thinking. So part of me wants to kind of get into like some roguelike stuff and things like that. You know, Binding of Isaac. You can play Binding of Isaac forever. I enjoy that game. You sit down, you play it for an hour, you can walk away. You always get something that's good for the most part. There's some there's some videos I've recorded that are not good, but for the most part, you get something that's positive, right? So that's easy. Risk of Rain 2 just came out. You know, that's kind of a genre. But then I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, that's going to probably be good for about 60 days, right? And then at that point, probably going to start getting tired of it, because Risk of Rain's a good game. But, you know, once me and the wife unlock all the characters, we're probably not going to... I am not somebody who can just keep playing the same thing every day without some form of progression or something to look forward to. So that's like, okay, so roguelike's probably not it. Strategy games, that's another option. You know, strategy games, Things like Satisfactory, Factorio, Civilization, Anno, all of those are kind of cool. Um, but the problem that we run into there is I think my best content is reactionary content. Something happens, I react to it, you guys get a laugh. So those type of things don't have a whole lot of reactionary content, more or less. Some of them do, like you can have RimWorld, you can have, I guess, Dwarf Fortress, although I'm not familiar with that. Those games can have some stuff going on. So those I'm kind of interested in, sort of, and we're keeping those on the table. Kenshi, for instance, you can do a huge series on Kenshi, like an alternate world. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Mathis, but Mathis has kind of tweaked his channel a little bit to where he tells stories. I don't know if I want to quite go that far, but we could create a protagonist kind of like Scottish Jesus and then follow his life in something like Kenshi, and I think that would be entertaining. And I think that could draw people, and I think I could play that for a sustained period of time. And then you've got other games that are kind of like that you could branch off. I could move from Kenshi to Anno, or what's that Frost Steam game that looks kind of cool that I've been wanting to try out, but I haven't. Hang on, let me find it. Frostpunk. Yes, Frostpunk looks awesome. You can kind of branch into those, and that's sort of in the same genre. RimWorld, Dwarf Fortress is coming out later this year. That will hopefully have a UI that I can understand, because that game is one of the games that is amazing, but just doesn't quite fit me. The problem there is, you're kind of pigeonholed in that area. I don't know if you could quite make the jump to Satisfactory or quite make the jump to No Man's Sky, stuff that I would want to cover this year. It's a possibility, and that might all work. So, but the key point would be pick a genre, stick with it. Now, the other issue with that genre is it pretty much cuts out me and you interaction in the aspect of y'all playing with me. There is a community that I built with you guys. Not all of you, a very small part of you, but I do enjoy playing games with you guys, and so that kind of makes that tougher. Alternatively, so that's one good genre that we've got. Another good genre that I've been looking into is things like Escape from Tarkov, Apex. There was one more. Oh, and GTA Roleplay. Now, that's something I'm strongly considering. And I've actually got a couple videos of EFT recorded, but I haven't quite put them out yet because I'm not happy with them, because I was tired when I recorded the first episode. I actually recorded an episode of Binding of Isaac last week, kind of doing what I'm doing right now with you guys, and then I'm just like, fuck it, no, we're not posting that. So I've been looking at that. Another thing is, me and my brother have been playing Dota pretty much 4 or 5 times a week. We only have time to play one game, maybe a game and a half, but I could chain all of those videos together and kind of chop highlights out of them. I don't know if any of you guys have watched. I think his name's Crayinator. He plays techies. Kind of something similar to that, where it would be just me and JJ bullshitting around playing, and then you would get highlights out of that clip. So that's something as well. So the reason you guys you haven't seen any videos in the last, how long has it been since I've uploaded a video? Jesus Christ. Let's go look. I think has it been a month? There's also other stuff going on in real life that I can't talk about that I'll get to you guys soon. April 2nd. So it's been about 2 weeks. Okay. It's been about 2 weeks. So the reason you guys haven't seen anything is I'm trying to figure things out. I don't want to rebrand my channel and then come back and then rebrand it again and then come back and rebrand it again. And right now, it's good because we have a lot of high stress stuff going on with Kat's immigration stuff. My work has been stressful the past couple weeks. I've got education stuff I'm having to learn. I need to pound out at least 2 to 3 certs this year, which aren't bad, but I've got to get what I'm going to do, start doing it, get the curriculum set up and all that stuff. And so that's all something that I'm having to work on, which all of that combined is a lot of stress. So I haven't exactly been feeling humorous or funny and things along those lines. So once I get it figured out, once I know what genre we're going to do, and feel free to let me know what you guys are interested in. I mean, that's kind of what this video is just let you guys know where we're at. So no, I haven't forgot about you. No, I haven't walked away. No, I'm not homeless walking around the street. Everything seems to be okay in that aspect for now. But we're still here. We're still kicking. Things are going okay. Doggo's doing good. Um, and yeah, that's where we are. So you're not getting videos because I haven't figured out what we were doing yet, and I don't want to upload like 5 EFT videos only to decide that we're going to move to Dota, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess my question to you guys would be, out of the categories that we just talked about, excuse me, where we have things like Kenshi, Dwarf Fortress, RimWorld, that sort of stuff, with a little bit of Satisfactory, No Man's Sky, maybe a little Minecraft occasionally, that sort of stuff. And then you have EFT, Apex, GTA 5 roleplay, Arma 3 shooters, and then with a little bit of Dota sprinkled in. So what out of that is most interesting to you guys? Let me know. I always like you guys' feedback. I may not take it in this instance, so don't get upset if you're like, I want Dota, and then it never shows up. Don't take it personally. It's not against you. It's just I gotta find my next stage, and that's basically what we're coming down to. Is I gotta, when you get a diagnosis, so to speak, of like something that's going to change your life. Maybe not necessarily terminal cancer, but something like, you're going to lose mobility or lose something. You have to change the way you look at things. And that's kind of how I'm changing YouTube, is I'm having to change it from my prior setup to something that's a little bit more rigid, because I'm scatterbrained. I like doing everything. I like playing every game that comes out. But I can't do a YouTube channel off of that. I can't do a stream off of that. I might have been able to successfully do that at one point in time, but I was burned out at that point and I fucked up. So where we are now, I got to come up with something that'll work. So bear with me. It may be another week or so while I get shit figured out. There will be content again on this channel. There is the weekend streams that I do still try to do most weekends. May not do it this weekend, just because I'm not feeling all that well. But we'll see. That, and it's rainy as hell, and we've got hail and all sorts of shit, so there's a possibility we might lose power. So, but there probably will be a stream today. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Those of you who have, it's been a wild ride the last 2 years as we transitioned from a burned out husk of a YouTuber to going back to doing pizza delivery and fucking Uber, to getting an IT job, to starting an IT career. Fuck, man, it's been nuts. But I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder, but that's the thunder. So a bomb's going off. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Always willing to listen to recommendations from you guys, things that you guys think is good or not good. Let me know. That being said, that's it for me. You guys have a great night, great evening, great weekend. If you like this video, slap that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.